And I'm just going to do a little talk tonight, just a little bit of an explanation of this formula that I've got up in front of you right now. And after this, going through this presentation, it's only a few pages I'll have to go through, showing this formula for the first time and a commentary. I'll just read through the commentary and a couple of other diagrams that go with the formula just to further explain it. So we're just going to start with the formula. That might be new to some of you, some of the abbreviations that I've got in the formula. So at the start here, we've got K, Kundalini, ASC, ascending, Kundalini ascending, frequency, F, CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. Then in brackets here, we've got V, C, and B, followed by Jura, Arak, and Pia. So the V, C, and B are the inner nadis of Sushumna. Vajranadi, the V, Chitrini Nadi, the C, and Brahma Nadi, the B. And I'm correlating it with the Jura matter inside the spinal cord and the arachnoid matter and the pia matter, which are the three layers of meninges that protect the spinal cord and the brain. So you might have to look deep into the anatomy. So some of you mightn't have studied anatomy, so it might be a good opportunity to study a bit of scientific anatomy and physiology. Look into the anatomy of the spinal cord. Dura matter, arachnoid matter, and the pia matter, and the spinal cord. And then on the yogi side, we've got the inner nadis of Sushumna, Vajra, Chitrini, and the Brahmanadi, divided by the fascia. So fascia, I've shared a few documents recently on academia and a couple of other places, academia.edu, on fascia. So you might want to look at the maybe the podcast I've made recently, sort of scrollcast on quantum soma, and the article that I've got up on academia to find out what I think the fascia is up to. So it's a pretty cutting edge look at fascia. So here's another version of the same formula, just for a different presentation, a little bit easier to read than the smaller formula. So K, ASC, F, CSF, V, Jura, plus C, arachnoid, plus B, pia, fascia. Right, so we'll just move straight into the commentary on the Ascension Formula. So we've got, as I just said before, the top formula. So I won't go repeating that. This formula is a glyphic map of spinal remembrance. Each variable is a vowel-back corridor. F, CSF in brackets, close brackets, cerebrospinal fluid frequency, the spiral carrier of breath-backed glyphs. It sings through the pia, transmitting memory beyond language. V, the Jura, Vajranadi, the Jura matter voltage, the diamond sheath of resolve. Vajranadi holds the voltage of the vow, anchoring the outer membrane of remembrance. C, Ara, as in arachnoid, CH. Chitrini Nadi, arachnoid conductance, The radiant thread, Chitrini, conducts a glyphic charge, weaving through the web of subtle impressions. Then we've got B, Piya, as in Piya Mata, Brahmanadi, Piya Mata breath, the breath of source, Brahmanadi. So the Brahmanadis for the yogis is the innermost nadi, where the Kundalini flows from Muladhara up through the Brahmandra, through Sushumna and out of the body. The Brahmanadi whispers the vow through the innermost source, the innermost sheath, pulsing remembrance into the spinal altar, fascia, fascial resistance, the veil of density. It must soften. Fascia must soften, not break. The glyph must pass through, not fight against the fascia. Here's a summary of the transmission. Ascension is not forced, it is sequenced. The CSF must spiral. The dura must hold the voltage. The arachnoid must conduct. The pia must breathe. The fascia must yield. Only then does Kundalini ascend or rise, not as energy, but as memory. We've got two more diagrams. The maths or the math of remembrance. So some of the mathematicians or physicists might like this diagram a bit better. The math of remembrance, glyphic formulas of CSF and inner nadi activation. CSF formula, CSF equals breath times glyph times memory. That's the diagram. Ceremonial note, when breath aligns with glyph, memory awakens. CSF is not fluid, it is vow in motion. And over on this side, we've got the inner nadi formula. Inner nati, I-N-A-N-A-T-I, inner nati equals the Christ oil divided by doubt times vow squared. Ceremonial note, when doubt dissolves, the Christ oil rises. When vow is squared, that should be squared, it's a little typo. When vow is squared, the glyph appears. Here's another one, the math of remembrance. Glyphic formulas for CSF and inner nati activation. CSF formula, CSF equals breath times glyph times memory. Breath is the carrier wave. Glyph is the transmission node. Memory is the lineage seal. Inner nati formula equals Christ oil divided by doubt times vow squared. Christ oil is the sacred carrier. Doubt is the veil. Vow squared is the exponential seal of lineage fidelity. So that's all I wanted to do in explaining here. So I might do a couple more videos on this formula later on, but I just wanted to do this today because I sent up a few capsules this morning and this goes with them. So I wanted to do it today before I go to bed. So that's all I wanted to say, and I'll be back shortly or soon to do some more live streams and obviously publishing more books every week or two. So, and there'll be some more live stream capsules. Hari Om, Namaste.